there, my name is Miss Kelly. I am a virtual content specialist for social studies grades 3 through 5. And today we are going to be reviewing cause and effect by reading an article about the Revolutionary War. So first we will read the article about the American Revolution, and it specifically goes into how the Revolutionary War affected Native Americans. And as we read, we're going to be looking for the causes and the effects of the major problems in that text. Here are 3 words that you might find in the article we read that could be new for you. The first is the word document. Document just means a piece of paper or a place where information like agreements are put. The second word is the word surrender. Surrender is when you give up or say that you are done fighting, especially in a war. The last word is the word rights. The word rights is used in this article to describe the things that people should have in their life. So rights are the right to food, the right to freedom, the right to choice. Here is our focus question for our shared reading today. What were the causes and effects of Native Americans and the Revolutionary War? In this article, Native Americans are referred to as Indians or American Indians. However, it is best to refer to them as Native Americans. So just keep that in mind as we read. American Revolution, the Indians' War of Independence. Let's pause here, take a moment and preview this text. Look at the pictures, look at the subheadings, and think to yourself, what is this text going to be about? All right, I'm going to start by reading the caption for this picture. An oil painting titled Herkimer at the Battle of Oriskany, courtesy of Wikipedia. And in the middle, we have King George II's proclamation of 1763. And at the bottom, this picture right here, it is a map of the Iroquois 6 Nations. The Declaration of Independence is one of the country's most important documents. It said that the United States was its own nation. It also describes the part of American Indians played in the American Revolution. This was a war that took place from 1765 to 1783. The Americans fought to be free from British rule. The Declaration of Independence says the Indians were on the wrong side of the war. The Indians fought alongside the British. America's founding fathers used this as a reason to take away their land. So let's remember our focus question. What were some causes and effects of Native Americans and the Revolutionary War? In these first short 3 paragraphs, I already see a big cause and effect. I want you to pause the video here and see if you can find it too. One thing I'm noticing is that the founding fathers took away the Native Americans' land. That was the effect, and the cause was that the Indians fought alongside the British during the Revolutionary War. Let's keep reading. And as we read, let's see if we can find any more examples of causes and effects. Tribes had to choose sides. The British and the Americans competed for the Indian tribes to be on their sides. Most tribes did not want to be on either side, but this was not possible. The tribes were forced to choose sides. Eventually, most sided with the British. For the Indians, the Americans were more harmful to their land and their way of life. Indian tribes left out of the deal that ended the war. The fighting between the British and the Americans ended in 1781. This is when the British surrendered. By 1783, Britain recognized the United States as its own country. The two nations made a deal. It gave British land in North America to the United States. The Indian tribes were not included in the deal. They were angry when they found out that their land was given away. Taking away land and culture. The nation's founding fathers wanted to be good to Native American people, but they still took away the tribe's land. The nation needed to sell it to raise money. The government did not have much money after the war with Britain, but it was not the government's land, it was Indian land. The Declaration of Independence allowed the government to do this. It said that the Indians fought against Americans' rights during the war. Now Indians could not have those same rights. For the Native Americans, this was an attack on their land and way of life. They tried to fight back. They wanted to protect what they could of Indian life. Let's pause here again. Can you find another example of cause and effect in this text? Let's practice together. One big problem is that the Native Americans had their land taken away from them. A cause is that the Declaration of Independence said that the Native Americans were on the wrong side of the war because the Native Americans fought alongside the British. The effect is that America's founding fathers used this as a reason to take away their land. There is another cause and effect for this problem. I want you to pause the video in a moment when I go back to the text and see if you can find another cause and effect for the problem of Native Americans having their land taken away from them. Pause the video here and take a look at that last subheading. What's another cause and effect that relates to the problem of Native Americans losing their land? Well, one cause is that the nation needed to sell land to raise money. The government did not have much money after the war with Britain. And the effect is that the government took away the tribe's land. Thank you so much for reading with me. I hope that this review on cause and effect was helpful.